Welcome back to this channel. In this video, we will discuss solving problems involving parallel lines cut by a transversal. To solve problems involving parallel lines cut by a transversal, it is important that we are already familiar with the following properties. Also, exterior and interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. Let's start. Problem 1. Find the measure of each numbered angle below, considering that parallel lines are cut by a transversal. In this problem, the two horizontal lines are parallel and the vertical or the slant line is the transversal. We will find the measure of angle 1 described as quantity 5x minus 57 degrees and also angle 6 described as 3x plus 5 quantity degrees. For our solution, we can say that angle 1 is congruent to angle 6. Why? Alternate exterior angles are congruent according to properties of parallel lines cut by a transversal. Next, if angle 1 is congruent to angle 6, measure of angle 1 equals measure of angle 6 because congruent angles have equal measures. By substitution, measure of angle 1 equals 5x minus 57 degrees. Measure of angle 6 equals 3x plus 5 degrees. By combining like terms, we will transpose positive 3x from the right to negative 3x on the left. We will also transpose negative 57 from left to positive 57 to the right. Next, let us simplify left and right side separately. 5x minus 3x equals 2x. 5 plus 57 equals 62. To eliminate 2 from x, we will divide both sides by 2. 2x divided by 2 is x. 62 divided by 2 is 31. So we have x equals 31. Next, substitute x equals 31 to find the measures of the two angles. Measure of angle 1 equals 5x minus 57. Replace x by 31. 5 times 31 equals 155 minus 57 equals 98. So, measure of angle 1 equals 98 degrees. Measure of angle 6 equals 3x plus 5. Change x by 31, so we have 3 times 31 equals 93, plus 5 equals 98. Measure of angle 6 is also 98. Therefore, the measure of angle 1 equals measure of angle 6 equals 98. Again, they are congruent just because they are alternate exterior angles. Let's proceed to problem number 2. Find the measure of angle 3 and angle 7 if angle 3 is quantity 7x plus 45 degrees and angle 7 equals quantity 4x plus 72 degrees. For our solution, we can say that angle 3 is congruent to angle 7. Why? Because according to the properties of parallel lines cut by a transversal, corresponding angles are congruent. If angle 3 is congruent to angle 7, then measure of angle 3 is equal to measure of angle 7 because congruent angles have equal measures. By substitution, measure of angle 3 equals 7x plus 45. Measure of angle 7 equals 4x plus 72. By combining like terms, we will transpose positive 4x from right to negative 4x to the left and positive 45 from left to negative 45 to the right. To simplify both sides, 7x minus 4x equals 3x, 72 minus 45 equals 27. To eliminate 3 from x, we will divide both sides by 3. 3x divided by 3 is x, 27 divided by 3 is 9, so x equals 9. Next, we will substitute 9 to x to find the measure of the two angles. So measure of angle 3 equals 7x plus 45 will become 7 times 9 plus 45. 7 times 9 equals 63 plus 45 equals 108. So the measure of angle 3 equals 108. Measure of angle 7 is also 108 just because they are corresponding angles of a parallel lines cut by a transversal. Let's proceed to our problem number 3. Find the measures of each numbered angle below considering that parallel lines are cut by a transversal. The numbered angles are angle 2 and angle 5. Angle 2 measures quantity 3x degrees and angle 5 measures quantity 5x plus 68 squared. To solve for the measure is to get the value of x. To analyze the figure, we can say that measure of angle 2 plus measure of angle 5 equals 180, since interior angles of the same side of a transversal are supplementary. By substitution, measure of angle 2 equals 3x, measure of angle 5 equals 5x plus 68. To combine like terms, simply transpose positive 68 from the left to negative 68 to the right. To simplify, 3x plus 5x equals 8x, 180 minus 68 equals 112. To eliminate 8, divide both sides by 8. 8x divided by 8 is x. 112 divided by 8 is 14. So, x equals 14. Next, substitute 14 to the x of the measures of angle 2 and angle 5 to find their measures. So, measure of angle 2 equals 3x will become 3 times 14, which is equivalent to 42. So, therefore, the measure of angle 2 equals 42. Measure of angle 5 equals 5x plus 68. If we will replace x by 14, we have 5 times 14 plus 68. 5 times 14 is 70 plus 68 is 138. The measure of angle 5 equals 138. To check if our answers are correct, measure of angle 2 plus measure of angle 5 equals 180. By substitution, measure of angle 2 is 42, measure of angle 5 is 138. 42 plus 138 is equal to 180. Therefore, the measure of angle 2 and measure of angle 5 are 42 and 138 respectively. Sa muli, sana'y nakatulong sa inyo ang video na ito. Abangan ang susunod ko pang mga videong i-upload and please do subscribe.